That's so Michael Kor. Arg! If you'd read The Naturals, you'd get my reference. It's such an amazing book series. I literally had friends telling me to shut up and talk about something other than this book. It's about this girl, Cassandra aka Cassie Hobbs. She lives with her dad's family because her mom got murdered, and no one really figured out how. No one ever found a body either. Her dad's in the Air Force, so he's not really around. You know, stuff like that. She works as a waitress at a diner, and one random day, this guy comes in, orders food, and does, well, what customers do. But this guy is so cryptic and weird. Oh, did I mention that Cassie is really good at reading people? Like, she can just look at someone and figure out if they'll leave a tip or not. Anyway, back to the story. This guy orders eggs. Pretty basic, right? Then tells lovely red-haired Cassie to guess what type of eggs he wants. And Cassie's like, girl, what? But she decides to put on her thinking cap, this time, out loud, and ends up deducing exactly what kind of eggs he wants. And what does this guy do? He doesn't even tell her if she's right. He just looks at her and goes, sure, why not? Fast forward, he leaves a business card for an FBI agent named Tanner Briggs. And, well, little Miss Cassie here decides to call the number, like any sane person wouldn't. After a very cryptic, suspicious, and weird conversation, she ends up going to Agent Briggs' office. And that's when she finds out something huge. She's spot on with the assumptions she makes about random people. Not surprising, she already knows that. But what Briggs says next? That's what really knocks her socks off. He tells her there are other kids like her. Kids who can do things most people can't, like Michael, the same dude from the diner, who turns out to be an emotion reader. Then Briggs asks if she wants to join this group called The Naturals. Sounds harmless enough, except for the tiny detail that it's an FBI-sponsored program where kids solve cold cases. But when Cassie arrives, things spiral out of control. Because suddenly, there's a killer who seems fixated on her and on her mother's cold case murder. If you're a fan of the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy by Holly Jackson, you should add this book, The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, to your TBR if you haven't already.